Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Guardians of the Galaxy issue number 3. I gotta admit, this was pretty spectacular. All right, the entire time I was confused. There was not one moment that I was not confused until I got to the very last page. I'm like, oh, maybe this is why. Maybe. That's a big maybe because I'm still really confused. But if you don't think I love this, man, wow. Let's get talking about who made this comic book. Then I'm going to break it a little bit more into the book itself. We've got Al Ewing on script and a lot of people on pencils, a lot of people on inks. Federico Blee doing the colors. Why do you need that many people doing pencils and inks? And Federico Blee is like, I can be all the colors at the same time. I'm saying, if that's not a testament to greatness, I don't know what is. Also, VC's Corey Petit's like, it's just letters, dude. I got this. In fact, I do multiple books per month. Bring it. So Ivan Chevron does the cover, and Ron Lim and Israel Silva do the variant cover. I love that like Lim and Silva are constantly always doing all these books together. Also, there's a Spider-Woman variant cover because the Spider-Woman book came out and it happened to be freaking awesome, and Declan Shalvey did that variant cover. Anyway, so this issue is called Forever If We Wanted, Part 3. And that is actually a reference to a line that Peter Quill said in issue number 1, or did he? Was it actually him? Was it the other him? We're talking about other realm versions of each other now, which is interesting because there was a reference in here you really have to pay attention to. And that was the moment where they were talking about, oh no, I'm the version that, the other version, the doppelganger version. And there's also the different versions that are inside of the soul gem right now. And yeah, I'm a different, and it's like, whoa, mind blown. I have no freaking idea. Like, wow, this is freaky weird. On top of that, it really helps that this book is ridiculously amazing that Groot is, talking as he's been. He's been doing his regular talking, but everybody else in the beginning is doing the I am Gamora, I am Drax, I am whatever, which should have been a hint enough that these are really different, weird freaking characters, right? No. It goes a little bit beyond that. Peter Quill died, right? One of the versions of Peter Quill. We got to find out which one. But Peter Quill died, and when these guys when they show up again, they're all talking like this. It was, for me, a great way to show that there was some feeling here, there was some emotion, some crazy stuff happened. We still got a good idea of what was going on. After that, we don't have to deal with it anymore for the most part. Why is that important? When push comes to shove, we know that Peter Quill's not really dead, right? Some way, somehow, he's coming back. They're not going to kill Peter freaking Quill. I mean, there's a Guardians of the Galaxy movie that's going to be coming out in like another year or so, right? So they ain't killing Pete. I mean, come on. Not really. That being said, we still have to have the mandatory death scene. It can't just be like, oh, Peter died. No worry. We got a movie coming out in about another year or so. So it'll be fine. You can't have that. You got to actually go through the motions. And Al Ewing's like, listen, I'm just going to have everybody say, I am Groot. And that's how they're going to have the conversation with each other. This way, I don't really have to worry about that very much. But Rocket's about to get exiled. That's important for the story going forward. So I'm going to do that part. Okay. You got me. I'm in. So check this out. One of the coolest parts of this that made me realize that listen, wow. Check out my interview with Al Ewing. It's only about 13 minutes long. I had to shorten it a little bit. I had to clean it up a lot because the audio wasn't great. But go and check out. But it's good now, and I did a bang-up job. If I do say so myself, pat myself on the back, I did a bang-up job doing those closed captions. So go and check out the interview, all right? I'll link it to this. I'll link it. Anyway, it was really enlightening hearing the way he talks and how he actually goes about writing a comic book. Because I asked him a very important question about his influences. What are his influences when he goes into a book? He didn't give me music or anything like that. He gave me other people's books. Okay, I see what this guy's doing. The same thing that I've been pointing out that Donny Cates does every once in a while, like on a very minimal scale. He'll take like one little thing and be like, oh, well, let's see if I can flip that on its ear and do something different with it. Eve Ewing, the other Ewing in Marvel Comics. She did something similar like that with Outlaws issue number 1 that came out this week also. She takes the Civil War concept and then flips it a little bit and tells it from a different perspective, but as with totally different characters. Okay, I'm liking it. And then you got this. Then you got Al Ewing, who takes something that people have been doing forever and says, technically, and then starts telling the story that way. And everybody just kind of looks at each other like, how come nobody else thought to do that before? Yeah, Ewing is cerebral. All right, he doesn't write his comic books with a pen. No, he uses a scalpel with blood on it. The question is it human blood or not? I'm afraid to ask those questions. I'll leave that to you. Anyway, this dude is surgical with the way that he writes. And you remember the Groot volume that came out? It was a couple issues long, 8 issues long, something like that, where he was in a suit and he was a super spy and all that crazy eco-terrorism stuff. Yeah, I always wondered, like, what the heck does that have to do with anything? Well, Ewing decided, it doesn't have anything to do with anything. That was a different universe, and here's my proof. And I'm like, okay, you got me. You got me. You have to read this comic book and understand nothing that is happening is actually the regular universe, or is it? Wow. The regulars have been replaced by the doppelgangers, except for Gamora, I think. This is a sick and wicked comic book, man. You gotta check this out. And Ewing has a way of bringing back characters, all right? You go and check out Not Half World, Rocket Raccoon's world where he came from. I can't remember what it's called right now because, for the most part, who the hell cares? But anyway, yeah, that world. Isn't it Half World? You know what? Who cares? Anyway, it's that world that he comes from with all the freaking rocket. Dude, incredible. Absolutely incredible. How I could read a comic book where I don't understand most of anything that's going on, even when you get to the end, you simply have a clue that might be the answer, and yet I'm still all over this comic book. It's genius. It's nothing short of that. Loved this. I wish I could write like this. In the meantime, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.